Hey yo, what's good y'all? I'm Malcolm McFadden, Career 615 Comics, and I'm here doing a page breakdown for my comic book series, The King's Domain, and this is from issue number 2, which is currently available, issue number 1, on Kickstarter right now. But let's get into the page breakdown. Now, this is one of my favorite pages of the comic. It's a very intense scene, and it's an action scene that is more than just the action, and which is why I want to talk about it. First and foremost, I want to say the artist did an amazing job with this page. I love the creativity and how he did the panel layout. I love it. And then also with this page and also the pages around this that actually involved this scene, he did a great job of making it feel intense, like with the fire and everything. Like, I really felt these scenes like they really feel like they jump off the page. So shout outs to my artist for doing a great job with this. But on this page, we see Amari King and a brand new character, which is right here, which I'm not going to give you too much about. I want you to experience when you read it. We see them fighting the Alpha organization. And when I say this is more than just the action scene, I wanted to kind of show some things with this page. One thing I wanted to show was my character struggling, actually having a hard time with the villains in the story. Because I hate it when sometimes like your hero just basically takes out villains sometimes, which can be good for the story and help their character, but also it can also help the villains to show the villains beating your hero. Like especially like with wrestling. When we see the heel beat the face like that, like Gunther beating John Cena, that drove Gunther's character through the roof to where people really just hate him. He's like a premier heel. He's like the new JBL if you're a wrestling fan. And also my villains, they ain't nothing to mess with. They ain't no joke. So like they're actually skilled, they're evil, they're dangerous, and I wanted to show that. Now if I showed my character just beating up Komodo, who he's fighting right now, then Komodo would just look weak. But in this fight scene, you see it right here, like him kind of getting the best of my hero. That actually happens throughout this fight scene where it shows that they are possibly evenly matched and that like my hero still can struggle with this villain. Because my character is a great fighter. He's one of the best fighters in the world, right? But that's just boring if he's never faced with any challenges. If there was never an adversary that could really challenge him, then the series just would be boring. He'd just be out here whipping ass all the time. It'd just be a whole action fest. And that's not what I want. Because I love when heroes go through it. I love it. I love when heroes die. You feel me? So I definitely wanted to, put my character through something. Like, throughout this series, you will see that my character really starts to realize that the mission that he put on himself, this purpose that he has developed, maybe more than he can chew. Maybe he bit off way more than he can chew, you feel me? And that's just life in general. There's sometimes where we bite off way more than we can chew, and then in real time have to go through that, have to go through those challenges, have to figure things out, like being thrown to the wolves. Like, for example, if you ever had a job that you really wanted and that you thought you were capable of, but you found out in real time that, oh my God, maybe I wasn't exactly ready for this job, and while you're on the job, you have to get ready for the job. So that happens in real life. So that was one thing I wanted to put in this comic, and that's one thing I kind of wanted to show with this page, and also the pages around this and the ones that follow this page. And also one thing I wanted to talk about is action scenes. I think some people, when they read comics and they look at comics, they look at the action scenes as just action scenes, and even some writers just write them as action scenes. Like, there are scenes that I write that are just supposed to be amazing action scenes that look good, you feel me? But action scenes can really be used to do more than just show hands. Action scenes can be used to show your character's intellect, like what they would do in a battle, like how they would figure out how to win this fight, what they would do. It actually can show their training. It actually can show their fighting style. It can show your character what they would do when they're met with an adversary that is challenging. It can show your character's willpower. Like, one thing with the Green Lantern books that's always prevalent in like some of their action scenes is where the Green Lantern has to really use their willpower in the fight to make themselves stronger or to defeat whoever they're fighting at the time. Mostly, like maybe let's say Sinestro. Let's say like they have to overcome fear. Like, their willpower has to overcome like the fear that Sinestro's putting out to win, and that can be shown in a fight scene. In an action scene, maybe something gets destroyed that's prevalent later on in the story. Like, there's this one story that I'm writing right now where there's this scene where something just gets destroyed, and it seems like that thing just gets destroyed because it was just there and it was just around where the action was. But later on, you figure out that that thing has a very significant purpose in the book that it getting destroyed wasn't it just being destroyed, you feel me? And I think with action scenes, especially if you really dive into a book as the writer and the reader, you can get a lot out of action scenes, and you could tell a lot with an action scene. Like, action scenes are so eye-catching that I think you cannot waste sometimes those moments to actually help the story and then actually show the reader something within that action scene, if you get what I'm saying. Like, the action scenes are so eye-catching, so visually pleasing, that if you can put a little tidbit in there for the story, that could get your reader more interested in the story. It can have them look back like, oh snap, I missed that during that fight scene. Like, I love when that happens for me, and I'll be like, oh snap, I missed when he did that, you feel me? So those are things that can happen with fight scenes, that it's not just an action scene, you feel me? But I'll be breaking down more pages of The King's Domain, and like I said, it's available on Kickstarter. Go back this joint today and tell your friends about me.